Good evening, everyone. This is Larry Phillips, and I want to talk to you tonight about something that I rarely do live streaming on YouTube, but I've decided to do it on YouTube tonight. And I've entitled this video, A Talk with All Believers, a conversation with all believers. You know, we as believers have a wide range of experiences, different experiences in our lives. I have shared my own personal testimony publicly. You can go see that if you go to larrywphillips.com. You'll see my personal testimony there, which gives pretty much my life's experiences, okay? And I also relate to you what happened to me, how God brought me out of the New Age movement and how he set me in a totally different course by his sovereign grace. That being said, there are a number of fellowships out there that have the idea that they have the final say on everything. They have the final say on eschatology. They have the final say on the name that's over the door. They have the final say on, doctrine, how it's interpreted, even down to the finite details about definitions about quickening or regeneration. And what I'm trying to say tonight is that God is the one who reveals truth to his believers. He's the author and finisher of our faith. Elders are not the author and finisher of our faith. Deacons are not the author and finisher of our faith. God is. And some people put certain people up on pedestals. And if you don't go right along with everything this elder or this deacon says, then you can't be a believer. That is just popery, is what it is. Because God reveals to different people different things at different times in their lives. Why do you think that the Apostle Paul talks about the milk of the word and the meat of the word? And how he talks about how that when a person's a new Christian, you don't feed them meat, you feed them milk, just like a baby. And so there's a lot of people out there that are trying to force feed babies with prime rib. It doesn't work. Babies can't eat prime rib. They don't have teeth yet. Okay? And so consequently, a lot of new Christians are not nourished because they may not fully understand everything that maybe an elder or a deacon does understand. The other thing that I would like to say is that, if you're casting aspersions on people that are proclaiming the sovereignty of God in salvation, you've got a problem. You've got a problem. And you know what? I heard a person, I'm not going to mention any names, very close to making some overgeneralized statements in regards to certain people in the Reformed faith. God is the one who reveals truth to people, including revealing truth to Martin Luther, including revealing truth to John Calvin. And you might call those churches the mother of a harlot, That doesn't mean I don't. That doesn't mean I agree with them on their mode of baptism. I certainly don't agree with infant baptism. Okay, but I'm not going to throw someone under the bus if they're proclaiming God's sovereignty and salvation. If they're proclaiming the absolute sovereignty of God in salvation. You know, by the way, do I need to remind everyone that God is sovereign? He was sovereign over the Reformation. He was sovereign when Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses to Wittenberg. You know, when he was sovereign when Martin Luther wrote The Bondage of the Will. He was sovereign, you know. And so don't be so quick to cast aspersions on those who are, and start calling people names, you know, getting into these ad hominem attacks on those who are proclaiming God's sovereignty, his sovereign grace. You know, that's my thoughts tonight. And I hope you take it to heart what I'm saying. It's real easy to cast aspersions on other people. And I've been as guilty as anyone else. I'll be the first to admit it. You know, that doesn't mean that I'm compromising or I'm becoming ecumenical just because I'm saying that I'm not going to lambaste people who are proclaiming the absolute sovereignty of God over all things. May the good Lord be with you tonight is my prayer. God bless.